Alright you guys, so I am finally done. I detailed the car today a little bit more since I can't really go anywhere until I get the tag fixed, which will be Monday. And there she is, nice and clean. Gotta get those grills painted, and those two, I'm leaving those alone. And hopefully that'll be soon. I'll just see what it'll cost, and then I'll see what it'll cost to get those two repainted, or at least the ones that I have. But damn, can you just see just how clean she is today? Definitely been keeping up now that it's gotten warmer, and got the wheels nice and shiny. Hopefully the lighting on this video is a lot better than what it was when I tried making this the first time. I mean, I wish if anyone knows how to keep all of that stuff clean besides those really ugly flaps, I mean, any advice would be helpful on those. Same thing with the rear ones, although the rear one isn't that bad compared to the front one, or at least I cleaned it. Also dressed the tires with Adams Shine. I did have some undercarriage spray, but I gave that away just because it was extremely difficult to fit your hand in there on the Camaro wheels, and I sold the Camaro wheels, so I don't have those anymore. Take you around to the back where you'll see that right there is what needed to be fixed. And then I have some gloss black emblems that are coming, one for the front and one for the back. There's the really awesome little insert that Heath made me, and that's about it for that side. And I mean, I guess we can, hopefully I don't step in any poop or anything like that. But there she is, looking super clean. And I know this isn't the super fast version of it, but I still love this car. I mean, this car is just so beautiful, and the lines on it, look at that shit. I ended up hitting the pause button or the stop button. But there's that. Take you on to the inside of the car. Let's see. Get it to focus in, or to adjust to all the lighting and everything. I mean, there's everything. Nice and clean. It's really hard to get this to focus, but there's that. And I do my best to keep up with the car. There's this, there's that. And I treat all of this with, what do you call it? Lexol. I still gotta do some of this. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, if you can pick it up right there where it's dry. Usually whenever I do, and then you can see this darker spots, is where it's soaked in and gotten moisturized it. Here's a really good example of it. You can see it right there compared to, well, I gotta do this side again, but this is what happens whenever you, oh, well, this here is nice and conditioned. You'll feel it. But this is what happens whenever, you know, you have a car this old. You gotta keep up with the leather. So I'll do this side, but I'll show you the other side. Also, the sun was beating down on this side, so that also makes a huge difference. And then I got my sticker finally put on that Colton Landers from the G8 owners page made me. The first one I ended up ripping, so I'm glad I bought two of them, because the second one worked out better. Here you go. You can see just how nice everything is. So you can, this is what your interior will look like when it's really conditioned. I gotta get here. It's usually the spots where the sun shines through whenever I don't have the visor in that seems to dry out the most. But here you can see, I mean, it looks wet, but it's not. It's just how it is. It's sitting on there, soaking in, which is really good, especially for this leather. I also just run the Lexol rag all over the plastics too. I mean, all over the door handle. And I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I haven't had any issues. show you this door. I wish I could pick up, maybe if I get out of the light. See how it just goes weird, but can you see how dark this black is? That's how black this is, but I guess the shine from the sun and whatnot is causing it to look weird. Like, I'll try to give you a good example of what it actually looks like. Like right there, you can sort of make it out. I mean, I can't. Oh, well, I guess my skin is helping or whatever, making it, I don't know, whatever. But you could kind of make it out what it really looks like. Well, I guess I could somehow show you the back seat, I guess. I mean, it is a very deep, rich black. And I also do the steering wheel, and I do these little bits and this little bit right in here as well, and right in here, because it seems to pop out in those areas, and it seems to get dry there too. There you can see how well conditioned it is. This is the only defect that I seem to have in the seat, and maybe these little wrinkles, but that's about it. I mean, that one there is near mint. Same for the back seats, and I guess I'll just turn the car on now. I guess we'll see what it looks like with all the lights and such. I hope this doesn't lock on me. I mean, I think you have to put it in drive or something. But there she is. Those, I don't really care for these, so I'll switch them out later. If you can tell in the lens, you probably can't tell, but there's a little bit of dust in there, and then a little bit of little spots, if you can make them out inside under there, from condensation from running without the caps on. Now I'll just move my car back to where it is. Not sure if that's the landlord. Nope, I don't think so, but just move my car back to where she was. Guess I'll pause. And we're back. So now I've moved the car. I'm trying to see if it'll show you just how deep the blacks are. I guess there it shows you, but it's kind of difficult to get those. So everything here is in good working order. I mean, I baby this thing, even though, you know, everyone would say this is a piece of shit, but, you know, the only defect in here is the scratch has been here ever since I got the car. And there's a little nick right there, if you can make it out. Right there. All little tiny things that, you know, nobody else would notice, but I do. And then right there, that's been there ever since I got the car. So I don't know how to fix that, but it doesn't really bother me. I think I could probably just get some paint or something. I don't know. Put it in there. I mean, I never look at it. My wheel is not peeling, even though there's some people that say that it peels and whatnot, but I condition this as well. And let it soak, and then I wipe it down just so that it doesn't, so that it's not slick. And let's see, there we go. Now you can see just how deep the blacks are compared to whenever the sun's shining on it. I guess it's just the angle, but still gotta fix that light right there. And then the back one still works. Going to condition a little bit more because there's a couple of spots that need some more touching up to do, but other than that, that's about it. I mean, as you saw or heard, if you were able to, there wasn't any timing chain issues. I mean, the timing chain seems to make a lot of rattling sounds whenever it gets really cold, but whenever it's warm like this, there's nothing. And there you can see I'm going to condition the seat a little bit, since this has these little perforated stuff. These here, These lines were from whenever I ended up leaving the windows cracked and it rained and water got inside and dripped down. So the Lexol covers that up once you get it all nice and conditioned. I usually go down like this and then that way and such, just so that it gets into everything and soaks into the leather. And when it does, it just gives you this beautiful black. It brings out the finish in the leather. So I think the trunk is still open. And there's the 80 watt or 50 watt, I don't remember what projectors. Here's the little laser light, or laser brake light. I haven't gotten any issues for it, and I've been pulled over. I mean, once was for a bad headlight, and what else? Yeah. And then last night, no one seemed to have said anything, so got 2 citations for that. But shitty part is that I don't know. I guess it doesn't. I guess other people have said it doesn't really count since my cards are current or my insurance is current, but I didn't renew my insurance with them. So, because I'm just going to go with someone that's cheaper, or at least, you know, that's a little less, or at least less than what my current one is giving me. You know, like $380 for full coverage. That's just with one ticket. I'm pretty sure it'll go up now, but I don't really like them. And then it shuts off after a while. So, and the headlights do that too. And I found that it's safe to do that with LED bulbs versus when I did it with the HID bulbs. So where was that dry spot I saw? There was one here. And then, can you see that? Just look at how nice it looks. Just let it soak. I do the same thing to the doors. I mean, are you able to see this? If it would just adjust and show it the way it is. I know people can do that on computers, but I don't have one, so I gotta somehow play around with angles and whatnot. There we go. Give it some Lexol right over there. A little bit here on the plastics. And there we go. Of course the sun's shining in it, so you can't even see it. And then my LEDs are still there and functioning. I really hate how the lighting is here. I mean, it's really hard to focus in on something. I'm trying to focus on something where it'll actually, you know, show it, not white out the car or whatever. But it is what it is. I really wish those went back and forth, but one of these days, I mean, I don't really feel like spending $500 for those Knight Rider lights or having them custom made, because that's a quote I've gotten. There we go. Let it soak in and condition my leather. One of my friends came over with another G8 and asked why my seats were so soft, and this is why I use this stuff on it, like, religiously. Just really helps the leather, especially with it being so old. Although, you know, mine looks really good for being this old. It is super hard to find one of these with good interiors. And that could just be me, just because I'm really picky. I'm just thinking that, you know, if I'm going to have, you know, a car that's rare and, you know, that you don't see every day, I mean, it's kind of shitty whenever you go and show people your car and then you open the door and it's all like trashed, you know, or fucking leather peeling. And I've just seen some bad things, and, you know, and you can replace it all and fix it, but it's just, this stuff is so expensive when you when you try to fix these little interior bits. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could get all of this out of a parted out car, but you know, it's still, I mean, even if you go through like a GM Parts Direct or whatnot, it's just expensive. And then also, you know, like your freaking hood scoops are extremely expensive. But so I just try to keep mine in really good shape. I gotta get the motor mount fixed, so I mean, that's not that big of a deal, I don't think. I mean, I haven't really noticed any issues, but that's just something that I'll get fixed. So, and if the timing chain, you know, keeps going the way it is, I'll just let it go. I mean, I'm not getting any lights. I haven't been feeling any loss in power ever since I got the oil change and everything, and she's been running really good. And I really do love how the red pops on these, although I wish I had those smoked spider lights just to switch them out and, you know, change the look a little bit. If you're as old as I am, you probably grew up watching this cartoon called, I think it was Zoids or something, and it had one that was called Liger Zero, and it would jump into this gigantic transporter, and inside of it there were a whole bunch of parts, and it could just switch up its look and everything once it got loaded in. And that's kind of what I like doing with this car, but there's just not a lot of options for stuff. You know, you have your spider lights, GT tails, V6 tails, and that's about it. Wheels, GXP bumper, and if you've got the money, the Holden bumpers, which are pretty expensive to get a hold of, or people cheat you out of your money and such, so it's kind of iffy. So it's like, I'm not so sure I want to get those. But there she is. I think I've gotten everything conditioned pretty well, at least for today. I'll do this tomorrow. I'll come around and do it again tomorrow, just because it's been 70 degrees today, so the interior's gotten nice and warm and has soaked in a lot of this. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be a little bit colder. I'll come over and do it again and get the rest of it, or any spots that I see that have dried up that I'll need to touch up. But other than that, you know, the car has been amazing. I mean, out of all the things that I've owned, this is by far my most favorite car. And a whole bunch of junk that I need to get out. At least I got the stuff that all my moving stuff out of there. At least for now. Did I show you this sticker? Yeah, I need to get some, what do you call it? Alcohol. Because the Adams stuff didn't really work too well. I don't think you can pick it up, but from the inside you can see. Well, maybe not. But you can see where my tint stops and whatnot. Right up there in factory, whatever that is. It's there. These little dot type things, I don't know, factory stuff. This thing is so touchy. So yeah, I just like taking care of my car and keeping her up. Gotta switch those out too. But you know, got one more bill to deal with, and then I can start getting all the parts that I need. But until then, I'll just keep it clean, and I'm going to shove something in there to get the dust out of there. I was thinking I'm going to go through the high beam with like a stick or something and a microfiber and get the dust out from the inside. And that's about it, you guys. I guess I'll post another video once it starts getting warmer. I still gotta replace the fender fender markers and the what do you call it, the dome lights, because you can see that one there, and look at how bright that is. So at night it just lights up everything.